So good to have you along today for A Home That Heals. We are on a quest, and that quest is to make our homes all that they can be, all that God wants them to be, and He'll equip us to do it.
We're so glad you're with us. I'm Bree, and this is my mom, Dee. And today we are talking with Kristen Jenson, again, from Defend Young Minds. I hope that you'll stick around, hear the conversation, but most importantly, take a moment. Think of 5 friends that you could send this to, that you could really encourage and help equip to defend their homes and make them homes that heal.
Hi, I'm Brad, president of Northwest Christian Credit Union, and we're proud to be sponsoring this episode of A Home That Heals. At Northwest Christian Credit Union, your financial well-being is our priority. Your Christian values are welcomed, and your faith is encouraged. From everyday personal banking to multi-million-dollar church loans to biblically sound investing, Northwest Christian Credit Union is your stewardship partner. We're here to serve with personalized banking in person or online. Northwest Christian Credit Union has been serving the Christian community since 1954. Investing back into our local Christian community is a part of our DNA, and believe that healthy homes foster a stronger community. So we are proud to sponsor A Home That Heals. Visit mynccu.org to explore how membership can benefit you.
As we continue this season on A Home That Heals, we are really focused on the culture war and what's happening. It's breaching our homes. It's in our world, and we can't ignore it.
We're starting with the topic of pornography because it's one that you really cannot afford to ignore, and it's one that we're having to have conversations with our kids at younger and younger ages, just as we spoke about on our last episode. If you haven't had a chance to listen to that, please go back and take a look, because we had a really good conversation with Kristen about the realities of pornography and when kids are getting a hold of this and just how it can affect them. Today we're going to talk more about the effects of pornography and how to help them be armed and ready for the dangers that are ahead. But if you didn't catch the podcast last time, we want to introduce you to Kristen.
Kristen is really one of those special people who saw a problem and couldn't find a solution, so she created the solution. And the result has been a #1 best-selling book called Good Pictures, Bad Pictures. It is a resource to help you talk to your kids about pornography. And then this book is the second one, Good Pictures, Bad Pictures Junior, for even younger children. She is not only an author, though, she has created a whole team and an incredible resource for you at defendyoungminds.com. She's going to tell you more about that as we continue our conversation with Kristen Jenson. Kristen, welcome back to A Home That Heals. Thank you so much for giving us so much of your time on a very important topic that we're already getting response. People just anticipating the fact that we had a chance to talk to you said, oh, please ask her some of these questions. And here's one I want to start with that kind of dovetails with what we talked about last time. You mentioned dads, and we have a lot of women. Most of our audience is moms. And we had some women say to us, find out what we can do to help get the dads involved. Or if they're a single mom, how do I approach my son with this topic? Do you have any idea of what I can do? Because, we can't leave it to chance, as you just said in our last episode.
Right. Well, I would say we have a couple of articles. Every June, we come out with an article from a dad, for dads, for Father's Day. And there are a variety of questions that we address. So, for example, if a dad is struggling with pornography addiction, should he tell his kids what he's struggling with? Especially if hopefully he's getting help. But a lot of times the kids will know something's going on, and it's so much better if you talk to them. So they'll use the book actually to say, you know what, this is what Daddy is dealing with. And he's getting help and he's working on this. And, but he didn't have, no one warned him when he was a kid. So like we're warning you. And I think that sometimes dads are a little bit like, oh, I'll be a hypocrite because I had a problem with this, or I have a problem with this, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I don't want to talk about it. And but you're giving your kid the best possible chance, that you didn't have. And that's what we as parents do. We want to give our kids better than what we got.
Yeah.
I used to tell my kids, all you have to do is do a little better than me, right? And then your kids will do a little better than you, and we'll get better and better. And I think my kids thought that would be pretty easy when they were growing up. But they're finding out.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot harder.
It is indeed.
Well, I appreciate that it seems like the awareness of the harmful effects of pornography are starting to surface, and I think Defend Young Minds is a huge reason for that and the work that you and your team have done. But I kind of mentioned in the last episode, I grew up in that era of Friends and all the 90s shows kind of poking fun at pornography. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was something to just kind of laugh off. Let's talk, though, about the reality. Is this just something to laugh off that's not a big deal that people just kind of look at once in a while? Or is there a true addiction like you get with alcohol and drugs?
Absolutely. Absolutely, unequivocally, yes, there is an addiction. And people that say there isn't an addiction, I think are biased because they have another agenda. There are more and more recognition that you can have behavioral addictions, right? So we know gambling can become an addiction, shopping can become an addiction, anything that gets that dopamine, going in your brain that you use to distract yourself from a negative emotion. So if you shop because you don't want to think about, some difficult problem you're having or some whatever, if you do that and it gives you a lot of dopamine, then you can become addicted to shopping. And actually, addiction to sex or pornography use, and I'll just be clear here that when kids use pornography, they do it in tandem with masturbation. And so it becomes, now you're training your brain that pornography is a solo sport, that sex is a solo sport, which is not setting you up to have a great relationship when you're married, right? In fact, it creates a lot of problems. Well over half of marriages that are ending in divorce today, it's because of an internet addiction. Really? So, that's addiction. It's the same pathway in the brain as a substance. It's just you're getting it through your eyes, right? And ears and other senses, but basically it's all the same pathways that any other addiction uses. So very highly addictive, because if you could get meth 24/7 in the anonymity of your own bedroom for free, would you have a meth addiction problem? Yes, you would. So that's the thing, is you can get so much porn for free, anonymously, in your own, in the privacy of your own home, that cleaning off my thing because it's so dirty. Sorry. Anyway, so yes, it's very highly addicting. There's study after study after study. They've done MRI studies that show that the brain responds to pornography just like a person that's like an alcoholic or a drug addict responds to, pictures of the drug. So it corrupts the reward system in the brain, and makes your brain believe that you have to have this pornography for survival. And that's what an addict of anything believes. Like in the core of their brain, an alcoholic believes that they have to have alcohol to survive. And so when you get to that point, it's difficult to rewire your brain away from addiction. It can be done, but it's difficult. So why not prepare kids to reject, to kind of addiction-proof themselves and their brains, and help them do that with the thing that is the most addiction. Like the kids are more vulnerable to porn addiction. And I've talked to so many people that deal with teens, and they're like, I'm not getting problems with drugs as much and alcohol as much as I'm getting problems with porn.
Really?
Wow.
Well, you mentioned the agenda part of it. The story we alluded to that we have shared in a past episode was an 11-year-old who was playing a kid's game, and the ad that popped up was pornographic. So there is an agenda. They are after children. These algorithms are figuring that out, because this is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right. And so how the porn industry used to work is that they would make VHS tapes. Well, first of all, it was like magazines. Then it was VHS tapes. Then it was, so you had to go and buy them or rent them, right? And that was the business model.
Yeah.
And some of the more extreme porn was more expensive. So that was the business model. But now the business model is, there are two business models. And one is ads. Just like YouTube, you can go on YouTube and you have to watch the ads to be able to watch the content, right? But you get to watch the content for free, right? So someone can teach you how to fix your, sink, whatever.
Yeah.
For free, but you got to watch those ads. And the ads are effective. Or you can buy a subscription, right? You can pay YouTube and say, I'll pay you, I don't know what it is, $8, $10 a month, and then I don't have to see any ads. Well, it's the same with the porn industry. So you can get a subscription, streaming, so that you can pay them, and it won't be the ad revenue, but now it's a premium membership. And you get all these other perks and blah, blah, blah. So those are now, and the thing is, there's so much free porn available to kids because they can watch ads just like the next person.
Yeah.
And they get paid through their ads. So how many eyeballs see the ad for how long? And the other thing, you mentioned the algorithm. Because I will hear moms say, well, I don't see this stuff on my...
Right.
I never see this. I'm like, you're not, a kid, and they are predatory. They know who they can get. They want to get them, and they're predatory. So yes, they will pop up with ads that are pornographic, trying to get the kid to click on it. So yeah, we need to teach our kids, warn them, and help them out of it, because there are mental health problems now, and there's sextortion issues. And I just heard of another kid that committed suicide because he was sextorted and sent some pictures probably shouldn't have sent, but he thought he was dealing with a love interest, and when they started threatening him, he just couldn't handle it. So many, and kids are, we could go on, but kids are safer from sexual abuse when they know to reject pornography and know exactly what to do, because that's what is used to groom them. So anyway, I have tons of stories about all of these things, but kids are just safer from all kinds of sexual exploitation, whether it be an uncle you didn't know was a pedophile, somebody down the street, somebody online, addiction, whether it's just creating a desire in kids that watch this to offend on other children, which is what was the impetus of me writing this book. All these things. There's just too many dangers for us to ignore this problem.
Well, I think the most important thing you just said that we can't discount is that it is a predatory industry. And because of that, we can't just sit back. And you said that earlier, we really do have to engage in this battle. But, my heart's just breaking for the moms who are watching now, and they know that their kids may be, if not addicted, certainly headed down that road. And what on earth do they do? What do you have to offer that somebody can do to help them?
Yeah. Well, first of all, go to our website, defendyoungminds.com. We have so much help there. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. I want you to encourage you. There is so much help. So the first thing you can do is just start talking to your kids about it, right? Whether you use our books or conversation starters, whatever. We have a guide that is called How to Talk to Kids About Porn. It's a quick start guide, and it will teach you. So basically, we have a 3-part process, and that is get the facts, arm the kids, continue the conversations. And I don't know about you, but it's the little things that we do over and over again that end up having the most impact on our kids.
Very true.
And so get the facts and keep current. And you can do that by subscribing to defendyoungminds.com, and then arm them. Give them the tools. Help them understand what pornography is, why it's harmful, and what to do when they see it, and then keep those conversations going. And then the second thing I would do would be to go and we have, sorry, it's like in a clipper. This is a PDF download. My kids saw porn, now what? We have this is like a book. But we have so many questions that are answered here. Such great advice. We have a SMART plan that, when you find out, this is what you do. These are the 5 steps. Here are the questions you ask. Here's the way you ask them. So this is just the best curated guide that I know of for this problem. And then we also have all kinds of help for, if, we know parents are facing this of children offending on other children. Those kids are victims just as much as the kids that are, offended on. All these kids are really victims of a porn industry gone wild and big tech companies that will not rein it in. So we have help for that too. So we are really trying to just walk with you, whether you're just starting out as a young mother, whether you are concerned that maybe your teen or tween has gotten into this and what you can do. We have good advice, solid advice from therapists, from other experts to guide you and to help you along the way.
I'm looking forward to starting your new curriculum, Brain Defense Curriculum. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that? I know we can find it on defendyoungminds.com.
Yes. So we created a little curriculum that's called Brain Defense Digital Safety, and it's basically a more comprehensive approach to digital safety. So we not only talk about pornography, we do that, but we talk about how to develop healthy tech habits, right? And how habits are developed in the brain. And we talk about, getting enough sleep and, all these kinds of things. And also making sure you have a balance between, using technology and being out in real life with real friends. We really try to help kids understand how important it is to be balanced and to have healthy habits with technology. We also warn them about some of these, predators and bullies, what to do with that when you see it, when that's happening, either to yourself or to somebody else. And we teach kids about being a good digital citizen because the digital world is here. and it's going to be here, and we all need to know how to, navigate it. So this is a wonderful course, and there are 5 lessons, 2 it's video based, and it's not me. That's the best part. It's not me going want. It's 6 teens, 6 diverse teens that are talking to kids, and it's all based on prevention science, which is a body of science that's come out from the DARE program, which teaches, basically is studied like what really works. What really works. And one of the things that really works is kid to kid, right? Yeah. Older peers teaching younger peers, they listen up. And so that's kind of what we've done with Brain Defense, is we've had teenagers be delivering this content. And we have workbooks, and if you're a homeschooler, there's all kinds of helps for that. We also have a family edition. So yeah, go on Defend Young Minds, look under the courses tab, and check out Brain Defense. It's really fun. There's some fun stories in it. There's humor, appropriate humor, and we've just gotten a lot of great feedback about the kids really, really love doing it. And it's not so onerous that it's like going to take you months and months to do it, Yeah. So, and there's all kinds of ways that we've provided role plays or discussion questions so that the parents are involved. And so, yeah, thank you so much. I hope it's really helpful for your children, because every kid needs some help with knowing how to be healthy and safe in the digital environments that they're going to be in.
You know what this just makes me so encouraged about is that our podcast is called A Home That Heals. And because you've got all these resources that are free, first of all, and thank you for that, and up to date, they really are something that we can use for today's problem, not the problem that maybe,
right.
Bree's age had or whatever. So thank you for that. And I'm just so thankful that you can help us make our homes that heal, even though this is such a problem that's facing all of us. So thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Now,
kids are going to get, kids, we're in a battle. Mm-hmm. We're all going to get wounded. Mm-hmm. But like you said, you can heal. Mm-hmm. And if you have a home that heals, you're just so much more, you're just stronger and able to get through. So every kid is going to be exposed to some of these things. Mm-hmm. We just need to prepare them. So it's not their innocence that we're trying to because innocence isn't the goal. Choosing the right and choosing the good and choosing the healthy, that's the goal. Kids can...
That is so good. Say that again, Kristen. Innocence is not the goal.
Innocence is not the goal. The goal is teaching your child to choose make good decisions and that will be healthy for them. So they're going to be confronted with good things and bad things, with healthy things and very unhealthy things. And if we can teach them to choose the good, right? To choose the healthy, then they're going to grow up, because you can't really, innocence is not under your control. Sure. When I hear people say, well, I want to maintain my child's innocence, and I'm like, if that is your goal, then you're going to have to lock your child in your basement. And we don't want to do that, because that wouldn't be healthy, right? You could go to jail for that.
There's a whole other list of problems with that.
That's a whole other problem. So you cannot maintain, you don't have control over that. Mm-hmm. So what do you have control over? Mm.
I love that your resources are about connecting with your kids, creating relationship. That, to me, the message I get as I have scoured all your amazing resources is that it really is about connecting. And I think oftentimes when we're faced with something that throws us off like this, realizing your child just saw pornography or is addicted to porn, you have this reaction of sorrow or anger. Sure. And and you guys, have really done a great job of expressing not to freak out, not to approach your child in that state, but really it is about connecting. It is about, coming together and helping them heal. And I love that because it reminds us parents that we got this, we can do this, we are our child's best resource. And even when we feel clueless and like we don't know what to do, thank goodness for Kristen Jenson because she has given us a wealth of her wisdom that you've gained. And I'm sure it has taken a lot of work, a lot of, you've probably really had to be exposed as well to a lot of heartache that is in this world that you probably didn't know about before. And so thank you.
I did not. I did not. And so I was until this woman, I knew there was pornography, I knew there was addiction to it, but hadn't really, thought about it. But can I just leave with one more story, and that's really, I think, hopeful, and that is of a 9-year-old boy who, his mom read him good pictures, bad pictures, and he went to school 3 days later, but it could have been anywhere, right? Could have been at a soccer practice or, whatever, and showed him, come over, hey, look at this, and showed him porn on his phone. 3rd grade.
Wow.
On the, and this is happening in buses, school buses, everywhere. And he saw it, but he was prepared. And he went home, he turned away, he went home, and he said to his mom, I was scared, but I knew what to do. I was scared, but I knew what to do. So what a gift that we can give these kids is like, now they know what to do, and they have us, right? Because their prefrontal cortex is not developed. We need to be their prefrontal cortex until theirs is developed. We need to lend them ours. We can't just say, oh, they're so good at tech. Here's a phone. They're so good at it. We don't know how it works, whatever. No. We need to be there with them, and a safe person to talk to, and not to freak out when we find out that they've seen it or somebody showed it to them, but to be calm, loving, understanding. How did that make you feel? Let's talk about this. And one of the things in the plan in the book is how to deal with those images, right? So you need to talk to your child how to do that. And we have those helps in the book. So yes, kids can do the right thing for them, the healthy thing, if they're prepared.
Yeah.
You coached us up, Kristen.
Yes.
That's just what we were hoping for. And you've given us not just that, but a game plan and the resources that we need to tackle it. To use a football term, I don't know anything about football, but I do know we want to tackle this issue and
tackle the tech, right? Tackle the tech.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Thank you. God bless you and your work. And Defend Young Minds is strong, and it looks to me like it's going to be a resource for years to come for families. So thank you.
Absolutely. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We put out a lot of content there as well.
Thank you.
Great. Are you just so encouraged?
I am. I have been so encouraged from Kristen's writings and everything online, and her book. Her book really helped us walk through talking about this subject with our own kids. But now to talk to her in person and just to really see the passion she has, and the stories that she has heard from moms and dads are what lights her fire, keeps her going and keeps her providing these endless resources to us on her Facebook and Instagram and website and books and everything.
Well, and were your light bulbs just going off when she said that thing about innocence? Because that's really where we get stuck. We want to protect our kids' innocence. And I will tell you, with everything in my being, that's what I want to do. But this is a wake-up call.
It is. It really is a wake-up call. I know our world was rocked several months ago as we became aware of how young this can infect our kids and how it comes after them. But I too have to just realize that this is coming for us. And we can't protect their innocence, but they want to have the tools. They want to feel ready. And we are their teachers. You guys, we were made for this. God created you for this time. And this time really sometimes just stinks. But he created us for this time. And he's given us wonderful people like Kristen who have provided wisdom and resources for us. But he's also provided us hope and encouragement in his word to remind us that we are equipped. He will equip us. He can renew our minds. It is hard and it's depressing to think about the addiction of pornography. But when we know that the God who created us, who created our minds and our memories, that he has promised to renew them, and if we are in his word and following him, he will do that, then by golly, what can this world do to us? Who has a hold of us, right?
That's a good word. Oh, that is so true. So here's the thing. You never know who might be facing this issue in their own home. It's not something that you just talk about, really. So would you please share this episode and the last episode with your friends, people that you know that have kids, because that's something we can do for each other, way we can support each other, build this community, and we really can defend our families against the onslaught of things like pornography. But this is a tool, and we would invite you to use it, share it, be sure you subscribe, and just get the word out that, you know what, you're not alone, you're made for this, and at A Home That Heals, we're going to talk about tough stuff, but we're going to find some answers.
A Home That Heals is produced in partnership with 89.5 KTSY. To find out more about them, go to ktsy.org.